My name's Chris and I like to draw things, and today I'm going to show you how to draw faces. Although this isn't the whole thing, this is only part one. So there's going to be a number of parts planned for the future, so this will be an ongoing thing. So be sure to click like and subscribe. So part one today is on expressions. So let's get going. So what you're going to need are some circles. And to do that, take a pencil. I'm using a nice soft animation pencil. And then just draw a series of circles on a piece of paper. Now you could use a lid of a jam jar, or some sort of pot, or a compass if you want, or a coaster. And just do a series of circles and use the coaster or whatever you've got to draw around if you're more comfortable doing that. I'm used to drawing circles, so the way I do it is by just keeping the marks very light and not trying to get it right first time. You're kind of sculpting in a way. You're trying to find the shape before you make your final outline. So you're sort of imagining there's a circle and you're just making it a rough circle, and yes, there's lots of lines everywhere, but you're just getting that rough shape. It's not perfect, that's fine. I'm just going to start with that. So however you've drawn your circles, that's fine. We'll do a series of them. We're going to fill the page with different expressions. Now, I've got a little prompt list here, and we're going to try a few of them. So what we need to do is, first of all, with faces, it's a good idea to mark out some guidelines if you're not used to drawing faces. So what I do, and what lots of people do, is mark out a cross on your circle. Now these are going to be very simple faces. Faces, when you look at them, are incredibly complex, but we're going for simple cartoon faces just to get us started. Now, hopefully you can see that. And what we've got here is guidelines now. And what this does is this shows me where to put the main features of the face. So we're only going to do very simple features at the moment. So what this tells us is that the centre of this face, for our purposes, there's a nose. This gets a bit more complex with real faces, but we're just going to go and keep it simple for now. So at the centre of this face that's looking out towards us, there's a nose, and I've just drawn a little oval nose. So let's just keep it rough, keep it ultra simple for now. We're not going to draw a very complex cartoon. This is very, very simple, just to get us going, because what I want us to do is to be able to understand the principles of drawing faces, because this is going to help us as we get more complicated in future weeks. So obviously the eyes are on either side of the nose. Boom, boom. So we're just going to make them occupy that space. If we wanted to, we could make them go down a little bit, but we're not. So there we go. And now we have a blank face template to work from. Now what is a good idea to do is let's do that for all of them. I'm just going to do that very roughly. Now the reason I'm keeping this simple is because there's principles that we need to understand if we're going to get more complex as we draw faces. Once you understand these principles and how they work, you can apply it to any picture with anything that has a face. So faces are one of those foundational things. You can give all sorts of creatures and objects faces and create characters from them. They all don't have to be the same, just whack in a nose, some eyes. Now when you draw, you should be thinking, and you should be working out not exactly where the lines are going to go, although I think that comes with time. The more practice you do, the less you concentrate on exactly where your lines are going to go, and the more you concentrate on the character and personality and what the character is in a drawing is thinking. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to give life to a character. We're not trying to be 100% accurate to reality, but we're trying to imagine that this is a character that's living and breathing, and they've got thoughts going on in their mind. And then we need to reflect what they're thinking. We need to show that in the picture. Now the first face to do, we're going to do a happy face, which is probably the most emoji-like face that everybody can draw at some point in their lives. Everyone, I'm sure, has drawn a happy face. Or most people. And I'm sure you know that by doing that, we just do a smiley mouth. So we just give a slight curve to the mouth, underneath the nose, sort of a split, sort of right in the middle of the face, underneath the nose. So that's your basic happy shape face, which is no surprise. But a lot of expression, if not most of the expression, comes through eyes. And for that, we need to look at what the eyebrows are doing. So a good thing to do at this point is pull out a mirror. If you've got a mirror, or you can sit near a mirror, or you can take a picture of yourself on your phone, or reflect yourself on your phone's camera, or something like that, get a view of your own face, and then pull a happy face and notice what you see. Chances are you'll have eyebrows that are going up like this. So the eyes are the window of the soul, and you can tell a lot of someone's emotion and expression through the eyes. And the eyebrows are the sort of help show that. Now, we're done happy. What about sad? So I think we all know what a sad face looks like. It's kind of the opposite of happy, so we do this. Okay, so far so good. But as for eyebrows, things get a little bit different. So we'll probably do sort of eyebrows like that a little bit. Slanting upwards, furrowed, as if it's it's not a furrowed brow, because that's sort of frowny or angry, but this is more a Y kind of kind of feel. Okay, so that's quite simple. Next step. So what about angry? So someone who's angry or annoyed. Let's go for annoyed. Now, their mouth is going to be there's different ways you can draw any expression. So kind of pull a face in the mirror, but what I would probably do is do a sort of smaller mouth, like slightly lopsided, like that. But that doesn't give the whole picture, so we need to do the main thing for this, which is frowny eyebrows, which then overlap the eyes. So just going to do slanty eyebrows like that. And what I'm doing here is I'm sort of making the eyebrows not equal, so they're slightly different angles down, but it sort of goes there, and it's a slightly different line up here. But the eyebrows sort of frown down over the eyes themselves. So the brow is furrowed and it looks not happy at all. Okay, now next we can do confused. So someone who's really puzzled and going, what do I do? Now what you can do with this is, I like to start with the eyebrows often, and sort of get that. So there's a sort of despairing upturn to the eyebrow, so it goes down and then up. So it kind of looks a little bit worried. There's sort of like a, what? There's like the brow over the head. It's kind of goes down here and then is raised up here in a puzzling, quizzical look. And then a slightly confused mouth is a sort of, for me it goes off to the side, and well, that's a little bit different to what I'd normally do. That looks a bit like he's about to cry, so let's try a different one. I would probably go, there we go. What? Let's go next for worried. So we're just going to make the eyebrows go over the eyes in sort of a totally sad sort of way, but sort of there's some weight to the emotion. Just trying to think. And the face sort of goes down like that. That's the sound I imagine when someone's worried. And then we need another face. So let's go for shocked or surprised. So for surprised, what we can often do with cartoons is break reality a little bit. So we're not confined to what our faces can do, but we can exaggerate a little bit. So let's just exaggerate the eyes a little bit and say, what? And they're sort of going off the edge of the top of the forehead there. And we'll go, and then, what? And then we just need a big, wide open mouth going. And then we'll do those two semicircles that are overlapping. And there'll be our tongue. We'll just colour that in roughly. So there we have it. So what we're doing here is we're not using much of the eye, but we are using a lot of the eyebrows and a lot of the mouth. So this is an ideal, simple way to start. Right, so there we have it. Here's how to do some expressions. I hope this has helped you start to build your own faces and to experiment with different expressions and how to draw them. But so long as you remember, it's mostly to do with the eyes and eyebrows and then mouths, and once you can combine them in different ways and copy from other people's pictures or maybe even photographs or your own face in the mirror, just have a go and see what you can come up with. Okay, take care and see you soon. Bye bye.